Oh, it's still broken. What's going on, everyone? It's the Niskel. Welcome back to Resident Evil 2. Or better yet, the Resident Evil 2 beta. This time, we are going to be looking at Leon Kennedy's side. You're going to see a lot of differences between Elza's campaign, and that makes a lot of sense. They were supposed to be two completely different campaigns. I'm not sure 100% if one character's scenario affected the other one, but maybe that was a plan implemented later on. I have no idea. But Leon S. Kennedy's campaign is very, very broken. It's even worse off than Elza's campaign, because there's a lot more cutscenes, and Leon has more weapons. And as you can see, everything is at 0, so weapons in big quote fingers. So I just want you to view the magic that is the broken Resident Evil 2 beta while I read you some very interesting passages from the Resident Evil 2 manual. I don't have the original PlayStation manual, which probably would have been even sillier, but I do have the next best thing, the one for the GameCube port. Let's just say, this was back in a time where, first of all, we had instruction manuals, and second of all, they tried to be spooky scary in something that looks like this. And you might be wondering, why am I reading you the manual? Oh, you'll see. To begin, a city crawling with confusion. Imagine a normal Midwestern U.S. town built at the base of a vast forest. Business thrived here, especially with the advent of several new industries. Heck, you couldn't find a more peaceful wilderness getaway than Raccoon City. Then, the trouble began. It all seemed to start when the corporation arrived. Rumors began to spread, and the town was overcome with odd occurrences. Bizarre. Unidentifiable creatures appeared out of nowhere. Fatal accidents mounted up at an alarming rate. Word got out about one severe incident at a mountain lab. Not one of the townspeople knew what was happening to the quaint, formerly serene hamlet. In an effort to calm the growing fear among locals, the Raccoon City Police Department recruited several new officers. Leon S. Kennedy is one of the promising young recruits. As Leon prepares to join his new unit, he attempts to contact the captain who hired him, but has no luck reaching him. Unfazed, he continues into Raccoon City to his new job. I just want to make a note here. This would have been amazing if programmed properly, and the fact that that zombie has like a 5-foot arm there. You see that guy I'm just pointing at? But the extra added effects would have added so much more to the Resident Evil 2 that we got. That would have been awesome. Unfortunately, this is one of those things that didn't make it to the final cut. I really wish it did. At the other side of town, a distraught Claire Redfield searches for her missing brother, Chris. Claire begins her search in Raccoon City, the last known location of her brother nearly 2 months ago, only to learn about the accident in the forest. Is Chris still in Raccoon City? Sadly for Leon and Claire, they are completely unaware of the overwhelming world of horror and despair they are both about to enter. Oh, if only that was actually in here. Raccoon City's only hope. The 4 main characters. Leon S. Kennedy. Leon is an idealistic rookie cop. He burns with the need to protect and serve, and life as a cadet was an eye-opening experience. While reckless and brash, Leon is certainly not as naive as his demeanor would suggest. He is highly qualified for his new job with the Raccoon City Police Department. First day on the job and zombies. It's always how it happens. Claire Redfield. Claire is a light-hearted, articulate modern woman. While she can be a bit of a tomboy at times, she is somewhat wild. self-confident and extroverted. Claire is typically the first person to try something others would not. Like get stuck on a wall. Oh, well, anyway. Thank God for the debug menu and being able to just reset everyone's position. Ada Wong. Leon stumbles upon the mysterious woman who is quite secretive, yet at the same time a professional, skilled investigator. She can also come across as condescending, and has a tendency to talk down to those she deems inferior to herself. She also never waits for me. Come on, Ada, you can do at least something for me. Sherry Birkin. A lonely, insecure 12-year-old. Sherry is mature for her age. She is very shy, and when she speaks, she lacks self-confidence and always has the feeling she is lost. Her parents are too wrapped up in their work to heed the emotional needs of their child. Sherry, you were screwed from the get-go, and I'm sure zombies didn't help. And the fact that both of your parents were working on something that took down an entire city. Yeah, that'll mess somebody up. Wait, what? I'm sorry, I'm just reading something here. Loading! Number 1. Make sure the power button is off on your Nintendo GameCube. Number 2. Insert your Resident Evil 2 Nintendo GameCube Game Disc 1 as described in the instruction manual. Now that's really interesting because the GameCube port only came with one disc. I think this carried over from the Resident Evil 2 PlayStation version, since that one had multiple discs, one for every scenario. Number 3. Insert the Nintendo GameCube controller into controller socket 1. Thank you, Capcom. You gonna tell me how to tie my shoes next? Number 4. If you want to save a game, insert a Nintendo GameCube memory card into memory card slot A. Number 5. Press the power button on. Important. Make sure not to touch the control stick while doing so. Really? I think I might have to try this. Because I had no idea that if I pressed the power button and messed with the control stick, it would completely brick everything. At least that's what I'm seeing. By the way, remember when I said I couldn't trigger the zombies in Elsa's campaign? Well, that's because they were supposed to show up in Leon's. Let's see, what do we have here? We got controls. Okay, here we go. New game. Start a new game from the beginning. Move the control stick or press blah 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 blah. Original game. Play the classic version of Resident Evil 2. Choose your difficulty level before starting. Normal mode. Play at a normal difficulty level. Easy mode. Play a beginner's game with more ammo and weaker enemies. Arrange game. Play a game with a twisting plot that changes depending on your actions. Choose your mode before starting. In new games, only rookie mode is available. Other modes are unlocked as you advance in the game. I still have yet to show off a range game. We're going to have to show that off here soon. Yeah, honestly, this is just basic stuff. Oh wow, a lot of these pages. They actually have the box art for the PAL version of Resident Evil 2 as the background for these pages, and it's really hard to read. Maybe this is why they got rid of instruction manuals. Too much color. Item boxes. Leon and Claire can only carry 8 items at a time. You cannot lose an item once you find it, but you can use it up. Such as ammo, for example. In order to carry only the items you need, you can store the other items in an item box. Or in item boxes. I guess I rearranged that myself. Item boxes are located in strategic places. Oh, really? And you must use them wisely, because they are limited in space. I'd like to call that into question right now. There is more than enough space for everything, especially if you combine all your ammo. If they're talking you using every single item slot for every single item that you can possibly pick up in the game, yes, you'll run out. But trust me, you won't. Move your character to stand in front of an item box and press the action button. The item select screen will appear. Placing an item. To place an item in the box, highlight the item, then press the action button. Now highlight a slot that reads, no item, and press the action button. If there are no slots that read, no item, the item box is full! Like I said, you're not going to run out of space. And this picture puzzle right here, this might seem familiar for the... Oh, I'm stuck off camera again. But this might seem familiar for those who played the original Resident Evil back on the PlayStation with the puzzle entitled From Cradle to Grave. At least that's how I see it. Chances are it was a bit updated and a lot different from what we know from that original puzzle. But I am kind of glad they chose something different besides another picture puzzle. I kind of have to stray away from that. They did bring picture puzzles back in Resident Evil Code Veronica X, and I think there was one in Resident Evil 3 as well. It's been a while since I've played it. But yeah, picture puzzles, apparently they're the magnum opus of Resident Evil. Exchanging items. To exchange items, highlight the item you want to exchange. Follow that by highlighting an item in the box to exchange for it. Press the action button between selections and also to complete the exchange. What? Okay. Removing an item! To take an item out of the box, you must have an empty slot available to carry the item. Highlight the empty slot first, and then highlight the item you want to take out of the box. Press the action button between selections to complete the action. Oh my gosh. Chief? You okay? You're freaking out. Oh my god. Oh dear. Now this is said in really, really big letters. Ranking! When you complete the mission, you are given a ranking based on how you did. Actually, this is very important. I should probably read it. The rankings are S for superior, A, B, C, and D. Oh, I'm sorry. You are ranked based on total time spent playing the game and the number of saves you use during your gameplay. The shorter the time spent and the less often you saved, the higher your ranking will be. That's something to keep in mind. I knew they were based on how many times you saved and how quickly you beat the game. So technically, you could get an S rank by flying through the game and not saving. I think the fastest speedrun I've ever seen of Resident Evil 2 was like an hour. That's A scenarios. Without infinite items, or maybe it was with infinite weapons. But also know that using the cheat code to use unlimited ammunition also drops your rank automatically. Try to increase your ranking, and who knows, good things may happen. Can't believe they're actually trying to hype up getting the highest rank. Let's see what else we have here. Ah, here we go. This is what I was talking about. Just trying to be spooky scary in something this old and this dated. Starting the second mission. Resident Evil 2 is equipped with an extended gameplay system. Situations that you encountered the first time you played the game through have a bearing on situations. Wow, I can't read today. Situations that you encountered the first time you played the game through have a bearing on situations you encounter the next time you play. When you complete your mission, be sure to save your completed game data at the end of the game. Now, load that save game data to start the B game, which will automatically choose the other character as your game alter ego.
You will play the adventure with that character.
Darn it, I thought those dogs couldn't get me, but since they jump, they can get me. It's a good thing they can't phase through the wall.
For example, when you play Leon's mission and you complete it, save the completed game data. Then choose Load Game from the Game Mode menu and select your last save game data. Now you will experience the mission in Claire's persona, following an alternate direction and becoming involved in different but just as grueling events. The same goes for Claire's mission. Give it a shot. If you've got the guts.
You're so cheesy, Resident Evil. Oh, here we go. I don't know how many of you remember this, but there are actually tips in the back of certain instruction manuals. Like if you're having trouble with a certain puzzle, here are the hints that Capcom wants you to use. And by the way, this is the worst feeling in the world, not being able to pick up these bullets when I know I can. Will this be... No, I just climb onto negative space.
Can't survive? Try this. Enemies can be knocked down. Enemies will fall after taking several shots to the body. But after they come to, they will be back up and after you in an instant. Conserve ammo by knocking down enemies instead of shooting them. Then run past them to get out of their range.
So basically they're telling you go for a semi-pacifist run. Because if you shoot them enough, they will fall and then you need to run past them. But since there is enough ammunition to kill them, I guess they just want to be sure that you have enough ammunition to survive the entire game. But they're also telling you to run away, and when you come back, the zombie will have all their health back. That's a good way to screw over your players, Capcom. Kudos to you.
Use weapons effectively. Weapon effectiveness varies with range and target. Determine the best weapon for the situation, taking into consideration ammo availability. This is the single most important factor in survival. Know your enemies. Each enemy is uniquely shaped, attacks differently, and moves differently. Get to know your enemies and learn their weak points. This can make you a more effective survivor.
Basically, the only enemy you had to worry about were the dogs and the lickers. Everything else was a grounded zombie, or just a beefed-up zombie like Mr. X, who was technically a tyrant.
Try all options! Search all areas! Stuck? Come across a new room with nothing to do and nowhere to go? Try using items, pushing, climbing, investigating, etc. Walk the perimeter of rooms and areas to find more medicine and other important items. Check dead enemies for ammo. Do something. There's always a way out.
So if I waste all my ammo and there's still zombies everywhere, there is a way out? I claim false advertisement. And there's actually... I'm going back to the past here. Every instruction manual I ever had for a game actually had a place where you could take your own notes. Okay. Oh, here we go. Survive the horror with the official strategy guide from Brady Games. Isn't Brady Games gone? So if I want the little manual here, the strategy guide, I can't get it. And also, here's a strange turn of events. Leon is the one who sees Sherry Birkin. And somehow she climbed into that man... Oh, I don't even know how. But it seems like Elza's campaign, it didn't have much to it. It looks like they got a lot farther in development with Leon's campaign than they did with Elza's. Which, I guess it kind of makes sense. Because if they didn't get that far into Elza's campaign, they could just scrap her, remake her, and then redo the scenario again, and a lot different. So, it makes sense. They managed to keep everything of Leon, change it. What did I climb on? There was nothing there! Oh, man. Leon, this game's haunted, man. Climbing up on things that don't even exist. I believe this is the room where we meet. Yep. This is the one. In fact, we pretty much finished the manual. Everything else is just advertising the other games. This right here is the original model for Ada. So she wasn't always in a red dress. She just looked like a regular scientist. And by the way, that's not me skipping the text. It is literally going that fast. But here is the big change from the beta to the actual Resident Evil 2. The zombie gorillas. You heard me. Zombie gorillas. So we're not dealing with gigantic plants. We're not dealing with, a bunch of zombies. We're not dealing with inside-out toad monsters. Zombie gorillas. And to be honest, consider these like the Bandersnatches from Code Veronica X. They're like a medium-range enemy. They do a lot of damage. So I guess you could also call them like hunters or something like that, but they can jump clear across the room. These guys, they're mean. And now that I think about it, these could have been the original idea for the zombie monkeys in Resident Evil 0. They just decided to, bring an animal back and make it a bit smaller and a lot more annoying. See, Leon, he has more weapons. He also has healing items. In the context, he would be equipped for war. He's a police officer. Chances are he got those when he was at the station. I'm not sure where he got them as far as this beta is concerned, but Elza came into town as a random passerby, so she wouldn't have anything. And I honestly can't remember. I did this like a couple days ago, but her inventory barely had anything in it, including healing items. So she absolutely had nothing, and it makes sense in this context. And I really hope I don't die. And by the way, those enemies, they are huge. I still would call them like medium-range enemies, like kind of in the middle between regular shambling zombies and something like a tyrant. They're not that deadly, but if you get more than one, you're probably not going to live. That was actually really fun. I was trying to use my inner Smash Brothers announcer voice. It did more damage than it did help. Now here's a fun little tidbit. Besides John not being able to stop running against me. John, please, I know I'm a lady killer, but we can talk about this later. John had a huge role in Resident Evil 2 before he got killed off in the opening in the final version. Which is what I think is funny. Going through Elza's campaign, coming to Leon's campaign, and seeing that John is everywhere. What was his original role? Was he supposed to be like the third wheel guy? It's like, a door's locked here, but if I go do a couple other things, I'll come back and John opens the door for me. Was he like a trigger for certain events to happen? That's the only thing I can think of. And, Leon, the hair flip. I just can't believe you did that. Leon is sexy and he knows it. That lovely. Oh, wow. I'm stuck. Awesome. Nah, never mind. Nah, I'm okay. John, come on. Let's go fight zombies or whatever. Oh, and, we don't need to see this. John and Leon, they just went into negative space. We really don't need to see what they're doing. I really would have liked to see only Leon show up and John be like off dead somewhere. That would be hilarious. I do wish some of the original dev team would relay details onto what went into the original Resident Evil 2 makeup, because I am legitimately curious on what John's role was. I know he was the gun store owner in the final game, but here, he might be like the main officer, like Chief Irons. He probably wasn't even a part of the story. Maybe he like died in the first 5 minutes. We wouldn't know. And I'm stuck in a casket holder, or a body holder. Let's see if he can get me. Come here, you. I know you want it. Of course they can't get me. And unfortunately, the debug menu doesn't allow me to get more ammo, so I'm kinda stuck here. Alright, let's move on to somewhere else. Prisons, we've already been here. Prison 1? Ooh! We made it to Glitch World! The Glitch Prison! Wow. This is pretty messy. It's like... I don't know how I would explain this. I'm glad it at least works. The beta and all, I'm glad it works. That way I can show it to you guys. But just looking at this, what percentage do you think this game was finished at? Because I know they were way far along in development, and then all of a sudden, they said pull the plug. Or not exactly pull the plug, but we're doing it again. And what's hilarious about this is, they did the exact same thing to Resident Evil 4. Probably one of the best action games and horror games ever made. Where they had an original idea, and they ripped it out. So, I don't know what it is about Resident Evil and having to, you start from the beginning, you get far along, and then, nope, we're redoing it. We're doing everything again. This sucks. Let's go back, do it all again. I don't know why you would do that, because there's a lot of good ideas in here. A lot of ideas I wish would have stayed with the final product, but it didn't. And to be honest, I really wish I could have played the original build of Resident Evil 4. It looked scary as hell, because you had to deal with a ghost. Maybe that's why they went back and redid it. Resident Evil started getting into ghost territory, and I finally picked up the ammunition! And I can reload it! Oh, it's beautiful! It's the best feeling in the world! And now there's probably nothing else to do. We have looked in every single room that is in the beta. This is a huge game. This is also a very huge discovery for Resident Evil fans, because this never would have seen the light of day until somebody made a ROM of it. So this is really cool. I am really glad I was able to find it, let alone record it, and stream it for those who wanted to watch it. And I'm nowhere. I went back to the lobby, and I'm stuck nowhere. You know what? That's actually a good note to end on, because I am currently nowhere. So, I hope you enjoyed taking a look back into Resident Evil 2's past, and I will see you guys for the next bonus episode of Resident Evil 2.